Hey guys, I want to take a minute and talk to you about crankbait fishing. Been doing quite a bit more of that lately just because I've been fishing some murky water and I'm looking for reaction baits that make a little noise, vibration. And I've been catching some decent sized fish with a chatterbait. So the other day I had a gift card that was burning a hole in my pocket and I saw one that I thought was kind of interesting, the Bass Pro Shop catalog, that I wanted to try. So I took a trip down. I ended up buying 2 different chatterbaits and a setup to make my own. So let me show you what we did. The first one I have here, let's see, there it is. First one I have, this one is by Terminator. And it looks like it's got a plastic lip on it. It's got a real big cup to it, makes a nice curve, good size. I fished this some. I kind of like it. I've caught fish with it. It digs in good and deep, stays down, which is what I like. Otherwise, it's got it's a standard round bend hook, nothing fancy on the hook. But, you know, I think it was $7.50. I bought it in a ½ ounce, and it's not bad. I kind of liked it. But what I went for, and what I was really looking for, is I got this one hooked on here. Let me unhook it. This one, ½ ounce again. This is by Bass Pro Shop. This is their enticer. And basically, I got the head, but this one uses an extra wide gap hook and it swivels on the head. It's not solid. So you got your skirt, everything like your standard chatterbait, except an extra wide gap hook, which I really like, and the fact that it swivels. So you got an extra swivel point, might help so you don't lose the fish quite as easily. Now, it's got your blade, but that blade is a lot smaller than like your Z-Man or some of your other ones, and especially it's considerably smaller than the blade you get here with the Terminator. Again, you know, I like the concept, it works well. Problem is, that smaller blade, I tend to have it riding up a little. It doesn't stay as deep as I would like it. It wants to ride up. We'll fish it some more though, because I do like the fact of the angle. I think this is $5.99, so $6 for the Bass Pro Shop chatterbait. Now, what did I do? Well, you know me, I think outside of the box, and sometimes I see something and I think, gee, I like that, but maybe I can do that a little differently. All right, I remembered seeing these at Bass Pro earlier. It's by Strike King. Again, it's a ½ ounce, and it's, what do they call it? Jointed structure head is what they call it. You've got a ½ ounce head there sitting loose on an extra wide gap hook. But the first thing I noticed was the eye of this head sits what I call horizontally, crossways with the lure instead of vertically with it. Which, since it's horizontal, I know what that means. I can put a split ring on it and I can put a chatterbait blade. So a 2-pack of these I think was $5.50. So we're looking at $2.75 for that. And I came back, I went home, I put a gold blade on it. I think that's 50 cents. Stainless steel blade would probably be 20 cents. And I put a skirt on it. I think I buy the skirts for about 80 cents. So now, compared to the Bass Pro Shop, I've got the head that wobbles loose. I got the extra wide gap hook, but now I got a bigger blade. And this one digs in pretty well too. I like this one better than the one I bought from Bass Pro because I can get this to dig in. Now, if you make them, you buy the blades, you got to bend that blade. They come straight. You got to stick it in the vise and bend it over to get that to dig better. Otherwise, it lifts up and stays up high too. But I like this setup. I've caught fish on this so far too. Worked about as well as the Terminator, except I like that loose head. I like the extra wide gap hook, and because it's a regular worm hook, let me get that back. So you can see it's just a regular worm hook. You go ahead and hook on your soft plastics and you're running it weedless. So you're basically allowed to run yourself weedless with this. Now, one thing I did make a change. This is the Terminator. Got the standard round bend hook. It's got a little hook, a keeper on it to hold your bait up. I like that. I'm using about a 3 1/4 or maybe 3 1/2. When I go to this, or when I go to the Bass Pro Shop, either one, because I'm using an extra wide gap worm hook, I now went to a 4 1/2. so you can see I'm using about an inch longer craw on these, and I'm doing that so I got the bigger body so I can get my hook buried in. I'm not sure, it doesn't say what that is. It's probably a 4/0 hook. So I want to go a little bit longer, go with that 4 1/4. Gives me a little bigger lure. Again, dingy water, that blue-black gives you that black outline that you can see better, so a little bigger doesn't hurt matters. But anyway, I wanted to show you that. So I've basically 3 new chatterbaits. The Terminator, I really like that one. I think I like the fact of the split here, but for a straight regular, I kind of like it. Bad part was $7.50. The Bass Pro Shop, the Enticer, I think that might turn out to be pretty good when it's all said and done. It has one advantage over the one I made, and that is, I said, you can take the skirt off and you can change the hook. So if something happens to that hook, you can change. You could put a bigger hook on if you wanted. That might be a possibility too. So that's not bad. It rides up a little bit. Maybe early in the spring that might be better for me when you want that. And then the one I made using the Strike King jointed structure head. Like I said, you get 2 for about $5.50. So I think I got about $3 or $3 1/4 into this. This was $6, and that was $7.50. So price-wise, the one I made is a little cheaper. But either way, if you don't get into making them, I just like the idea of having the jointed head on a chatterbait. I really like that idea. We're going to see how it works in the future, but I wanted to take a minute, show you what I did here. So if you're looking for something for yourself for fall fishing, this might be something you might think about. All right, that's all I got. Thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.